the basic students have prepared good reports from the most relevant stories we have read this year. Before each participation, a short sketch will be presented. Thanks for joining us this morning, and we hope you enjoy this content.
Good morning, dear parents and friends. My name is Alex Casillas, and I will do the book report on the story, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. But first, I invite you to see this little sketch.
I'm Tom Sawyer. What's your name?
Becky Deckler. I'm your teacher's cousin. My father is a judge. We come to live to St. Petersburg.
You're so pretty, Becky. I think that I'm going to fall in love with you. Let's get engaged.
I think I love you too, but don't tell anybody, Tom.
And we must walk to school together, always.
That's good.
Yes, it is when I was engaged to Amy Lawrence.
Oh, Tom, you were engaged to Amy Lawrence.
Becky, don't cry. I don't like her now. I don't engage with her now, please. I will give you my metal door handle.
He was an American writer, or Samuel Longhorn Clemens was born on November 30, 1835. He was a native from Hannibal, Missouri, United States. He belonged to a working-class parents. He quit school there before having many jobs. When young, he was the journalist of a newspaper. He was considered a man of adventures, so he often wrote stories like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and among others. He died in Greenwich, Connecticut on April the 21st, 1910. The setting was a sunny day in St. Petersburg. Everyone was happy except for Tom because he didn't have parents and he had to live with his aunt, Polly, and his cousin. The characters are Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Peggy Thatcher, Judge Thatcher, Ben Rogers, Billy Fisher, Indian Joe, Muff Porter, the Stranger, and the Minister. The plot was that one night, Tom and Huck went to the graveyard to perform a miracle to cure the wars. But it said that they were the witness of the murder of Dr. Robinson. That was by Indian Joe, but Indian Joe said to the sheriff that the real one who killed Dr. Robinson was Muff Porter, so he went to jail. In the trial, Tom Sawyer said to the judge that it was Indian Joe, so he went out running. After that, Becky invited Tom for a birthday party. He went to a cave. There, Tom and Becky got lost. After a few times, they found Indian Joe with a treasure next to him. So they said it to the sheriff. And finally, Tom and Huck stayed with the treasure. The conflict of the story was the murder of Dr. Robinson. The point of view of the author was interpersonal because the narrator was none of the characters of the story.
Good morning, dear parents and friends. Today I want to show a good report. But first we need to see a sketch.
Soon I will be Jane Rochester. I will marry the man I love. I'm so happy. After the wedding, we will travel to London. I never thought he would notice me since I'm a poor governess, but I guess miracles will happen. I'm ready now.
Is
Is there a problem about this marriage?
Yes, there is. These two people must not marry.
There is no problem. Please continue with the ceremony.
No, I can't. Explain yourself, sir. What is the problem?
Who are you and what do you know?
My name is Peter, sir. I am the lawyer. 50 years ago, you were married in the West Indies. Your wife's name is Bertha Mason, and she was still alive.
Charlotte was born 21st April 1816 and she died 31st March 1855 at the age of 38 years old. Her occupations were governess, novelist, and poet. Her most notable book was Jane Eyre. I wrote this bill to represent the day of the wedding of Jane. Characters: Jane Eyre, Anne Reed, Mr. Rockhart, Edward Rochester, Bertha Mason, Al Varens, Miss Fairfax, Richard Mason, Blanche Ingram, John Rivers, Diana Mary Rivers, and the lawyer. Settings. This story takes place in many places of the north of England. And that's how Jane suffered a lot because her aunt treats Jane bad. At our school, Jane was subjected to bad conditions like poor metals, bad clothes, clean clothes. At Thornfield House, she went to be a governess, and she had to teach Abel Barnes, a French girl. But she fell in love with a married man, Mr. Rochester. At Moore House, she found two friends. Lot. This novel begins with a 10-year-old orphan named Jane Eyre, who is living with her uncle's family, the Reeds. But her aunt treats Jane bad, and she and her 3 children are abusive with Jane physically and emotionally. Jane arrived to Lowood School, where that school was subjected to bad conditions, like bad food, poor metals, clean clothes. Jane decides to leave Lowood to give her service like a governess. But she has a reply. It is for Miss Fairfax, the housekeeper. She had to teach Alvarez, a French girl. Later, she knows that Mr. Rochester is the owner of the house, and they spent many time together. Many things start to happen, such as a scream loud, a fire in Mr. Rochester's room, and attack in Richard Mason. Jane heard her uncle calling her, so she returns to get help. She takes care of her aunt for 1 month. When she returns to Thornfield, she found Mr. Rochester proclaimed marriage to Blanche Ingram. But Mr. Rochester proclaimed his love to Jane.
morning, dear parents, teachers, and friends. My name is Melanie Romero, and I'm going to do the boogie board of the necklace. But first, a little sketch.
Ah, you've made a stew. There's nothing I like more than a hot, delicious stew after a horse day.
Yes, I have cooked this special food, for this is all that we've got. I have no jewels, no beautiful gowns, no distinguished parties that I can visit because we are too poor.
I'm sure this will make my precious Matilda very happy. Here, this will make you happy, I'm sure. It's an invitation for a very important event at the Ministry of Education.
What do you expect me to do with that?
But dear, I thought you would please.
Please? What do you expect me to wear?
Well, that green dress that fits you so lovely. What happened, dear? Why are you crying?
Nothing. I don't have clothes. Therefore, I cannot go to such party. Give your invitation to someone whose wife has good clothes.
Let's see, Matilda. How much will you need for buying a new gown?
I don't know the exact amount, but around 400 francs will be enough.
All right, Matilda. Here's the money, but make sure it's a beautiful dress.
Oh, it sure is. I already know where to find it.
But dear, you still seem so unhappy.
It's because I don't have jewels to wear with my beautiful gown.
But wear flowers, dear.
Flowers? Don't be silly.
Oh, I know. Why don't you visit your friend Jane Forrester and borrow jewelry from her?
What a great idea! Indeed, I will ask Steve to lend me some jewels, since she's so a lucky woman with everything she wants in life.
He was a popular 19th century French writer, considered by many to be one of the fathers of modern short stories, such as The Necklace that we studied and read with Miss Nancy. Setting. The setting of my story takes place in an ordinary evening in a small town in France, where happy Matilda lived with her kind but thrifty husband. Characters: Matilda, Mr. Lysol, and Jane Forrester. Plot: Matilda was a pretty and charming young woman. She was, but her family was very poor. She lived with her kind but thrifty husband. One day, Mr. Lysol came home with a little card for Matilda. Matilda found and tossed the invitation on the table because she has no gown to use, so she can't go to the event. Mr. Lysol gives to Matilda 400 francs to buy a new gown. But now Matilda didn't have any jewelry to use. Mr. Lysol said if she can visit Jane Forrester. Matilda visited Jane Forrester, and she lent Matilda a beautiful necklace. Now Matilda can't go to the party. When the party ends, Matilda went home. She didn't find the necklace. It was gone. Matilda did not know what to do. Mr. Lysol and Matilda went to many places to find a new necklace. They found it, but it was very expensive. Matilda and Mr. Lysol were so hard to pay the necklace. They paid the debt in 10 years. After 10 years, one Sunday, Matilda went to walk at the park. When she was walking, she met Jane Forrester. She looked so young, and she was walking with a little child. Matilda said the truth to Jane Forrester. And Matilda discovered that the necklace was fake. It was made of glass. It wasn't very expensive.
Melanie, Are the characters in the story static or developing?
Static.
Why?
Because they were in the same attitude at all time.
Melanie, why did you wear the necklace?
Because these represent the story. When the necklace caused many problems and
What's the theme of the story?
the importance of honesty.
So, what have you learned?
The honesty.
What about it?
Because Matilda didn't say the truth to Jane Forrester, and so she can be happy because